Bruce Almighty ends with Bruce giving up God's powers and becoming human again. The movie wants you to feel good about this. He learned humility. He found himself. Happy ending. But this is a lie. Bruce did not learn anything. He quit, and the film celebrates him for it. Look at what actually happens in this movie. Bruce gets unlimited power, and he can stop crime, end hunger, cure disease. He has the ability to solve real suffering. Instead, he uses it for petty revenge and personal convenience. Then he gets overwhelmed by the prayers and says yes to all of them at once. Chaos happens, so Bruce walks away. The movie frames this as wisdom, but it is not wisdom, it is cowardice. Bruce never tries to actually learn how to use the power responsibly. He never asks God for guidance, never attempts to figure out a system. He just gets frustrated and quits, and we are supposed to applaud this. Think about what this means. Bruce had the power to end suffering for millions of people, and he chose not to because it made him uncomfortable. The film tells you this is growth, but it is not. It is selfishness dressed up as enlightenment. But here is the part that actually matters. Bruce gives up the powers because he cannot make Grace love him. That is the real reason. Not because he cares about doing good, not because he understands the weight of responsibility, because his girlfriend left him, and even God powers could not fix it. So Bruce trades the ability to help millions for his own romantic happiness, and the movie presents this as the right choice. This is the message. Your personal comfort matters more than your ability to reduce suffering in the world, and you should feel good about choosing yourself. This is not a message about humility. Humility would be Bruce keeping the powers and learning to use them correctly despite how hard it is. Humility would be putting others before himself. Instead, Bruce puts himself first and calls it enlightenment, and the movie agrees with him. Now think about God in this movie. God watches Bruce fail. God knows Bruce will fail. God gives him the powers anyway. Then God takes them back with a smile when Bruce quits. God in this film is not teaching Bruce a lesson. God is proving a point. Humans cannot handle real responsibility. They will always choose comfort over duty. They will always quit when it gets hard. And God is correct. But if this is true for Bruce, it is true for all of us. When given the choice between doing something impossibly difficult that helps others or returning to our small, comfortable lives, most of us choose comfort. We just do not admit it. Bruce Almighty does not make you confront this. It lets you off the hook. It tells you that choosing comfort is actually wisdom, that giving up is actually growth. It is not. Here is what the movie will not say. If Bruce is right to give up the powers because the responsibility is too great, then what about the actual God? God has those powers, and God watches suffering every day. Children starving, people dying, prayers going unanswered. If Bruce is justified in walking away because it is too hard, then God is justified too. God is making the same choice Bruce made, watching suffering happen because intervening is complicated and difficult. The movie does not want you to think about this, but it is right there. Bruce Almighty accidentally makes the case for why God allows suffering. Not because of some grand plan, not because of free will, but because fixing it is hard and uncomfortable. And if that is unacceptable for God, why is it acceptable for Bruce? Bruce Almighty is not a comedy about learning your limits. It is a movie about justifying your failure. It tells you that when faced with impossible responsibility, walking away is noble. That choosing your own happiness over others' suffering is wisdom. That being ordinary is enough. Maybe it is enough. Maybe we are not built to carry that weight. Maybe Bruce made the only human choice available. But stop pretending it is something to celebrate. Bruce quit. The movie knows it, and it spent 2 hours convincing you that quitting is the same as growing up. That is why this movie makes you feel good. But feeling good does not make it true.